Love music, love talk, love Wycombe Sound.
Monday Movies on Wycombe Sound 106.6 FM.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the Monday Movies podcast, your friendly neighbourhood podcast.
Hi.
Hi.
How are we both?
Good.
We're okay. We're good.
What do you think
Excellent.
the news is going to ruin tomorrow with Cineworld changing their mind after listening to us last week? What's next?
Oh, I imagine they'll move their start date till August, and Christopher Nolan probably listened, and he's going to move Tenet to September.
Nice. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what we say in the show.
No.
They'll change it.
They'll
we can
change
just
it.
make it up. It won't matter.
No, we can't make them right. We
Sorry?
had a good week?
Don't ask me.
No, you've been back at work. Toby,
Please don't ask me.
you've dyed your
Yeah.
hair.
I've dyed my hair back.
Looking good.
Back in black.
Why, it's brown. It's the lighting.
Looking for jobs. So yeah, if you're listening and you live in the UK, I do need a job.
Wow, in the whole UK.
In the UK?
Well,
Toby's free in Scotland. Scotland, do you need Toby?
What?
London area, Buckinghamshire area.
Typical.
just hit me up.
Millennial?
Assuming that, the UK just revolves around London. There's a whole world out there.
Hey, UK, I'm free. Hello, this is Scotland.
But only if
Toby.
you're in London.
Yeah.
Okay, well, south.
Okay. So
Not
Devon,
too far
Cornwall.
south.
Cornwall?
Not that far south.
Right.
So London area.
The home counties.
The home counties.
The home counties.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay,
songs.
Toby, this is going to be a job interview for you. Maybe
Okay.
we'll do that in the extras. Let's get into. We'll do that in the extras.
All right, well, let's get on with it. I'm excited now.
What's coming up on the show? Duncan Stewart.
We've got news of when cinemas are opening and what they'll be showing. We'll have reviews of Dark, The Truman Show, Wimbledon, Penny Dreadful,
Hamilton.
Yeah.
and what's going to get to that? And with special guest Amy, we'll be talking about Hamilton.
And also Wycombe are about to kick off. So
It's all going to kick off in Wycombe,
gonna
so
kick off.
we will bring you all the goals as they happen.
As they happen.
How many do you think we're going to get? I reckon it's
Oh.
going to be 3-0 by 8 o'clock.
well, if it's like Friday, then probably yeah.
Good, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to reporting on all the goals.
Okay, that starts right now.
Good evening. Welcome to Monday Movies, another hour of film chat brought to you by your friends at Wycombe Sound and live from various bedrooms around Buckinghamshire. Luke, who is currently sat in front of a lake. Hello, Luke.
Just gonna go for a swim.
Careful you don't fall in. Visual comedy, perfect for the radio. And Toby is in Jarvis Cross. Good evening, Toby.
Good evening.
How are we both?
Good. Thank you
Good.
very much, Lee.
Good.
Please don't tell me that either of you were on the streets of London on Saturday night, lagered up.
No, not at all.
Good.
No.
Glad to hear it. I thought I didn't see you while I was out.
Hey.
Hey.
No.
I don't, and none of our listeners would have been because they're far too sensible.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Monday Movies with added sport because 7:30 this evening, Wycombe Wanderers kick off against Fleetwood in the second leg of the playoffs.
Well done.
Winners obviously go through to the championship.
No, they've got to play Oxford or Portsmouth.
They've got to play Oxford or Portsmouth.
Wembley.
When they've done that, then they go through to the championship. Is that correct?
Pretty much correct. I'm proud of you, Duncan. Well done.
Thank you very much.
On that note,
Yeah.
just very quickly, Oxford Portsmouth still 1-0. They're into extra time. That's the latest.
Okay, so we'll update you on that as that goes on, and if anything happens in the Wycombe game between 7:30 and 8, we will let you know what's happening, and if not, Colin will update you during Chatsworth, and Bob will join Colin at some point for a post-match debrief.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's, yeah.
It's all very exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, should we just do sport?
Okay.
Shall we?
Yeah.
I mean, you're a cricketer. What was your position?
What, every time you bring up this joke. My position was catching.
Yeah, which isn't a position,
No,
but okay.
More on that
Fielder.
later.
Toby, what's your sport of choice?
Probably football. But
Okay.
I don't know. I like to watch rugby, but I'm not very good at it.
If you had to play one sport, what would it be?
Maybe football or golf. I don't know.
Football or golf? Okay, good. Luke?
Cricket. Or golf, actually.
Can you play golf?
I can play. I've never played proper golf, but I think I'd be, I think it's quite fun.
Right,
You're
yeah,
good at golf, though, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the least fun game you can think of. I mean, it's fun if you play. It's fun if you're playing well.
Yeah.
If you're not playing well, it's the worst sport in the world.
Yeah.
What would you play, Duncan?
Golf or snooker?
Ooh, snooker.
Nothing with a lot of exercise involved, obviously.
Standing
I mean,
around.
snooker particularly because you can have a pint by your side
Yes,
while you're playing.
yeah.
So, anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about movies. If you want to get involved, you can. We're on Twitter at Wycombe Sound. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/Wixo Monday Movies, or you can email mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk.
Or comment on the live video. I'm keeping an eye on it.
Of course, we're live. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're live. You'll notice for our live listeners that Tobi has reverted to his natural hair colour.
Yes.
All in the world as well.
Yes.
It's good. Did you do that yourself, or did you make most of hairdressers being open?
No, I had to get a hairdresser to do it.
Okay,
I couldn't do it myself. But
Well, we saw your last effort at dyeing your hair yourself, so no, good. On today's show, we'll take a look at when cinemas will be reopening, because after us going on and on about what day they would be reopening, the day after they changed their minds.
It's our fault.
We'll have what films are coming out when they reopen, and then we'll have what we've been watching, which will include the likes of Dark, Penny Dreadful, and Hamilton.
Ooh.
Which isn't a film, but
No.
it's a big release on Disney Plus.
We've got nothing else to talk about.
There's no films to talk about, so we're just making the most of a bad job.
Yes,
basically.
exactly.
And when we speak about Hamilton, we will have a special guest.
Ooh.
Amy will be here from Amy's Musical Soundtracks. Is that no? That's not what it's
That's
called.
spot on, yeah.
Amy's Musical Soundtracks. She'll be here because she's an expert,
She is.
and she may admonish me the way she did when I dissed Frozen 2.
I mean,
but
you were
hopefully
wrong.
Not. Let's not go there. Okay, so let's start with when cinemas reopening. So we made a big deal. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Some news.
Some news.
We made a big deal last week of saying that cinemas are opening on July the 10th, I think it was. That was
Yep.
when they're reopening. And we made a good argument for the fact that they're doing it early so that they could get used to people coming in and they can practice so they're not overwhelmed when the big films start arriving. And the next day, they changed their minds.
I mean, it wasn't even the next day. It was at midnight.
Oh, was it? So,
Yeah. So they literally listened to us and went, you know what, that's a really good idea.
No, they think that. No, they obviously thought the idea was bad because they changed it.
No, but we said that what I said in the podcast, why don't they just open at the end? Because there's nothing coming out until August.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but they have got this library of films that they could have shown, and now they're not
But
bothering.
is anyone going to?
I don't know. Some cinemas did open last week.
I was gonna say.
Some independent cinemas.
Everyman are open, I believe. Everyman
There you go.
cinemas are up and running. I think they're just showing this library of films that they've got. So
I think maybe cinemas like the Everyman and the Curzon, which are more slightly highbrow, I suppose. you could
I
say.
haven't seen a Curzon. I don't. Where are
Yeah,
they?
they're similar to
London?
they're similar to Everyman, but I think they don't have the same kind of clientele, maybe, and social distancing isn't such a problem.
I
No.
They're
you
a
know,
little bit more.
it's nice. I mean, I doubt they're doing, because I think when you said, Toby, when you were there, food would be delivered to you. I don't know they'll be doing that in
Yes.
a minute, but it's
I
nice
don't know.
seating and everything.
Anyway, Cineworld announced that they would now be reopening on July 31st, so in about 3 weeks' time. And that was quickly followed by View Cinemas. They're going to be reopening on July 31st as well. And I think Empire is the same.
Yeah.
So all the major chains are now opening on July 31st rather than July the 10th. So we've got another 3 weeks to wait.
Yeah, even cinemas in America pushed back. I think AMC are now opening on the 15th of July. So, everyone's pushing back because there's no point, really.
Well, I suppose. But like I said, to practice,
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's
true.
Anyway, so what can you watch when the cinemas open?
What
I
can
hear
you
ask.
watch?
What can you watch? Well, 31st of July, the only big release is Unhinged, which is a new thriller with Russell Crowe. So there's nothing much out that week at all. Nothing out much on the 7th of August either, the week after. But the 12th of August is Tenet.
At the minute.
The one that everyone has been waiting for.
The
yes.
film that would not move, that moved.
That moved twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the big one. So, Luke and Toby, will you be going to the cinema to see Tenet?
No.
You're still no?
Still
Yeah,
no.
I think I will.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, they're
you're
opening
looking
in-
for any escape at the minute.
Yeah, they're opening midweek because they said they want it to open on a Wednesday, so it's not, as the pub should have done,
Yeah.
not on a Saturday, so everyone's cramming in there on the same day. So it's like a staggered opening.
And especially, again, they've got to test, to make sure everything works.
They could have been doing that for the next 3 weeks.
That's true,
If they'd listened to my advice.
But they went with mine.
Yes,
I
they
win.
did. So that's Tenet, which is on the 12th of August. The same week on the Friday, Bill and Ted 3, Face the Music, and The Secret Garden. Then you've got to wait till the 28th of August for anything, and that's The New Mutants, which, to be honest, has been delayed by 2.5 years already.
That's the one that Fox was going to release ages ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think, no one's really cares about The New Mutants, I don't think. Then Tobi, 4th of September is the date for your diary. That's when A Quiet Place 2
Yes,
hits
I will
the
be seeing
cinemas.
that.
You'll definitely be seeing that, won't you?
Definitely be seeing that. Yep.
Good. Excellent. Dream Horse, which was delayed from earlier this year, is the 4th of September. Conjuring 2 is the 11th. The King's Man is I've lost it.
You've lost it.
16th.
Finally, it's happened. Duncan's lost it.
16th of September is The King's Man. Now, will you be going to see that? Because that one does have your boyfriend in it.
It does have Taron Egerton in it. Maybe by September, yeah.
Maybe by September.
Yeah.
Okay. There's Candyman is on the 25th of September. Wonder Woman 2nd of October. Death on the Nile on the 9th of October.
And again, we're saying all these. Who knows what might happen in a month's
they could all
time.
change.
It could all change once again.
Yeah, I mean, look at Leicester. They're not going. They probably won't have cinemas opening on the 31st. And of course, the two big ones for the later in the year is Black Widow on the 28th of October. Excuse me. And No Time to Die, the first film to move back in February or March
or whenever it was. Yeah.
When we sat there in the studio and scoffed at them moving their film.
Oh, there's obviously something wrong with the film,
Yes, they haven't finished it. I mean, to be honest, that could still have been the reason.
I mean,
originally.
it could have been, yeah, but
And this has just given them an extra 3 months to complete the film.
Yeah.
But so that's the end of the year. So there we go. Cinemas reopening 31st of July.
Unless they change again tomorrow.
Unless they change again tomorrow,
Yeah.
yes, which hopefully they won't.
Fingers crossed.
I just wanted, if I may, play something for you.
Oh, yes, play something.
Okay.
It's gone.
Oh. What was
Oh, no,
it?
there we go. I'm just going to play something for you because, as well as being one of my favourite pieces of music from a soundtrack, there is a reason we are playing this. It's not a good reason, but...
No.
Are we going to church?
This, my friends, is the rather excellent soundtrack to The Mission,
Ah.
which you may recognise, really. Do you recognise this?
Kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah, kind of.
It's a very famous piece of music. Anyway, it was composed by the Italian composer Ennio Morricone, and unfortunately he passed away today at the age of 91. He was most famous probably for this, and he also did the soundtrack to most of Clint Eastwood's spaghetti westerns, so The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, things like that. So yes, actually, the one very famous one, if you like, is of course the whistling from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, which is refusing.
Which sounds just like...
which is refusing to play.
Would you like some help?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, what's...
You could be driving.
No.
No, you could be driving your car, but why would you be? Go on, help me with that.
It doesn't want to play, Duncan.
It doesn't want to play,
I'm
does
sorry.
it?
Doesn't want to play. It's not having it.
Okay,
There
we're
you
not
go.
having that then. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I love working from home.
So that's the theme from The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, which of course
Obviously,
he did
everyone
as well. He did the theme to Cinema Paradiso, Once Upon a Time in America. Hundreds of film scores he did. He's very well respected. He won his first Oscar only a couple of years ago, but he sadly passed away at the age of 91 today. Very sad.
It's very sad. Very sad. Yeah.
It's very sad. But 91, let's be honest, it's not. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But he had a good innings.
Had a good innings. What
Didn't
is
he?
it with cricket puns today and stuff?
I
like
can't
that?
help it. I'm just Mr. Sport.
You are Mr. Sport.
So
yeah.
I'm using sports punnery.
Talking of, it's still 1-1 in the Oxford-Portsmouth game.
And so they're kind of halfway through extra time. Roughly
Yes,
now.
one minute of added time just being added, and Bob's just taken some photos from Adams Park as well, so you can see those on our Twitter account.
Excellent. A couple more bits of film news. Jennifer Hudson is starring as Aretha Franklin in the new film Respect. The trailer was released late last week. and it looks very good.
Does look very, very good.
It does.
She's got a good set of pipes on her.
She's known for that, yeah. I think she's perfect.
Yes, so that looks very good. As a musician, Toby?
Yeah, very good.
Yes?
Looks very good.
A fan
Sounds
of Aretha?
very good. Yes.
Do you RESPCT her work?
Oh, nice.
I do,
nice.
yeah. I do, yes.
Sport, music, films. There's nothing.
You're
Nothing I cannot do. Yes, so that's
that's it. Done. Ending.
That's it. That's done. Also, something we posted on the Facebook page this morning. I don't know if you saw it, which was the Tom Cruise 2020 presidential campaign announcement.
I did watch this.
Have you watched this, Luke?
I haven't. No.
You need to watch it. So if you can watch it sometime before the end of the show, or we'll talk about it, because it's not what you think it is, and it's very clever. It fooled me. Did it fool you, Toby?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say anything because Luke hasn't seen it. So,
I mean, I assumed it was digital. I assumed it was the digital effects thing.
Yeah, well,
but it's not.
I can't say what I'm going to say without Luke watching it. Really.
No. So, Luke, you can watch that at some point, and we can discuss it later. But
I've got it lined up.
Okay, but it's very clever. Very clever. And actually, I don't know why it's just resurfaced because it's from last year.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So, yeah, it was done last year, and I think.
I saw this last year.
All right, welcome to the party. I think it was it's resurfaced because is it Kanye West who's announced he's
wow, look at you
running for president?
Yeah.
Well, you see, I don't think he is. I think he's probably got an album coming out called 2020.
Is that what
this is just a very elaborate
plan
marketing campaign.
We've had a message in from Mr. Rob Lesperance, who said, "Evening team. Any Netflix?
Evening, Rob.
Any Netflix suggestions for me and Mrs. L? Well, stay tuned.
Stay tuned to what we've been watching. What was that?
What?
Oh, sorry, there was a very strange noise. Okay, yes, there are some Netflix recommendations coming up very shortly. But yeah, so the Tom Cruise thing, the thing about it, if you haven't seen it, it's Tom Cruise running constantly, talking about why he would make a great president and citing all the films because of all the jobs he's done. He's been a pilot, he's been a thing. And it does look like Tom Cruise, and I thought it was that deep fake technology. But it's not. He's just a Tom Cruise impersonator. He just happens to be a very, very good one.
Yeah.
Well, I saw. I think I'm pretty sure it's the same guy do literally this, and he was going up to people and talking. But I think it might have been that deep fake thing which you were just talking about. Oh. I saw that about 2 years ago. So as soon as the camera got near his face, I was like, "Oh, it's the same guy."
No, it's very good.
But for a second, I did think Tom Cruise might be going for president. I was like, wow.
So did I. I thought, well, people would vote for him, wouldn't they?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, if him or Tom Hanks stood for president.
Easily.
Tom Hanks.
We could have two Toms, president and vice president.
Tom.
The Tom Club. That's one for the 80s listeners there. They were a very good band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Google them.
Okay.
I think one of them was in Talking Heads.
Right. Okay.
Look at you, music, sport.
There's no beginning.
You're so talented.
I'm going to throw a curveball later.
Sorry?
I'm going to throw a curveball later.
Oh, is that? Are you actually going to, or is that just a sports metaphor you're using?
No, I'm just trying to think of something you have no idea about.
Oh, okay.
Know about. And then
I really don't think there is anything, but feel free to have a go.
Wow.
What? If I've got to blow my own trumpet, no one else is going to do it for me.
That's true. Award-winning Wycombe Sound.
Have you ever played cricket?
I haven't, but why have they taken so long to come back? Mostly, if you're a cricketer, you're stood in a field twiddling your thumbs for an hour and a half, aren't you, really?
Why have you never played cricket? It's the perfect sport for you.
It's like a book. I'd just be sitting on the boundary with a nice book. And if someone have to shout...
The ball's coming, quickly catch. Yeah. I mean, I used to play cricket quite a lot, but...
Did you?
Yeah.
What was your speciality?
Very good at catching. Why are you laughing at me not being... Do you think I can't catch?
No, it said you used to play cricket a lot, and I said, what was your speciality? You said, I was a good catcher. I don't believe that's a position in cricket.
No, but the fielding also means running, and I'm terrible at that.
So as long as they didn't hit the ball close to you... you wouldn't catch it because you would never run and catch.
No,
there had to be very specific conditions for you to be good at cricket, wasn't it?
Had to be also warm as well and sunny.
Okay.
Drive time. Back tomorrow from 4. This is Wycombe Sound.
Is there no end to the sport on today's show? There
What's
was
going on?
some cricket from Luke. I can't hear you, Luke.
Oh, sorry. What's going on?
There we go. There you go. Professional as ever.
As always.
Were you muted?
No, I wasn't at all.
Were you not?
No.
Okay. Welcome back to Monday Movies here. Monday Movies Sport / music
Breaking news.
Oh yeah, has there been a goal?
No, Wycombe Wanderers game has been delayed due to the other game running into extra time.
Oh, does that mean we don't get to do anything with it?
We
They're
might not get any goals.
Oh.
No.
Have they done that on purpose? Has Bob been speaking to Gareth?
Don't let them
He
on.
just
Don't let them
slipped
on.
him a fiver and said, just delay it just by half an hour, just to
Yeah.
annoy them. Okay.
No, that's what it is.
Okay. It's time for...
What we've been watching. What we've been watching. Every week you do
We've
that, I'm not
all
ready.
been watching. If you want to get involved, if you want to let us know what you've been watching, you can. We're on Twitter at Wycombe Sound. You can email mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk or go to facebook.com/Wixo Monday Movies. We're going to start with the biggest release of the week,
Which is?
Hamilton. So it's not even a film, to be
No.
honest. It is a filmed performance of Hamilton the musical. It was filmed it's from the original Broadway run. It was actually going to be shown at cinemas, as a lot of these filmed musicals are, but because of one thing and another, they've decided to go straight to Disney Plus, or should I say Disney Plus paid an awful lot of
They
money
brought
so they could have it exclusively, which is fine, because now I don't have to pay £100 a ticket to go into London to see Hamilton. If you don't know what it is, it tells the real life story of one of America's foremost founding fathers and the first Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton. The performance was captured live on Broadway from the Richard Rodgers Theatre with the original Broadway cast, which included Daveed Diggs, Jonathan Groff, Leslie Odom Jr. and the writer of the musical, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Very nice.
Okay, so we got a special guest in the studio as well. I was going to say we've got a special guest in the bedroom, but that sounds seedy, doesn't it? Luke's got a guest in his bedroom.
Hey!
Oh no, actually, you're a guest in that bedroom.
That's
So
true,
yeah, okay. We have from Amy's Musical Soundtracks. It's Amy.
Hey!
Hi, Amy.
Hello.
We've got you because you're an expert on musicals. It is your area of expertise. So, firstly, had you seen the West End version of Hamilton?
I had never seen Hamilton. I'd listened to the soundtrack, but I'd never seen it.
Right. Okay. So, should we start? Let's start with Luke.
So, I've also listened to the soundtrack. Amy's played a couple of tracks on her show, and there was a few songs that I like, and I won't spoil it because it's my favourite part of the show. I thought that the production was excellent. I thought the staging was really good, all the lights and stuff like that. I feel like the story, on the other hand, I don't know if it was just going too fast or just because I spent most of it on Wikipedia, like trying to work out who all these people were.
You could have done that before it started.
Well, I could have.
Or paused it while you did that.
Well, yeah, I could have. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But again, I'm kind of glad that I saw it on Disney Plus, and people that had seen it in the West End enjoyed it more on Disney Plus. And I don't know if that's because there's so much going on stage that you get a better angle on Disney Plus.
Okay. Well, I googled some of the plot, so I knew what was going
Right.
on before it started. But I had no interest in going to see Hamilton at all. I like a good musical, and I go and see quite a lot, but I had no interest in going to see Hamilton whatsoever. And then you see people on Twitter and on Facebook saying it's one of the most important works of art of the 20th century, and it's a transcendental experience, and people were going to see it over and over again. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it, but it wouldn't make my top 10 musicals of all
I would
time.
agree.
I struggled at the start with the rapping because I was really struggling to hear what they were saying. I mean, I have that problem anyway when I go to musicals. I
Do
often
you just
sit
need a
there-
hearing aid? Is that what the problem
No,
is?
I honestly struggled, and the two people who were with me were also struggling. And as somebody pointed out the next day, why didn't you just put the subtitles on? Oh, duh. Could have done that, which would have been good. But no, I followed the story. I thought the staging was strangely simple for a big Broadway show, because
I
there's
think
no.
that was kind of nice.
Yeah, there's no big set changes. There's just
No.
a one ladder on wheels that gets moved about. Apart from that, nothing really changes. I thought the performances were all really good. I thought the first half was much better than the second half. I started to lose interest very slightly in the second half for some reason. I thought the first half had a lot more to it. And I think if there was a weak link, and I hate to say this for Hamilton fans, it was Lin-Manuel Miranda. I think everybody else in it was so good, and their voices were so good. And I know he wrote it, and he's entitled to put himself in his own production, but I didn't think his voice was as strong as everybody else's voices.
I'll let Amy say something about her
Amy,
thoughts.
what did you think?
I didn't expect to like it. I have taken a long time to like the soundtrack, and even then it was only a few songs that I did like, but I absolutely loved it. I thought that for a piece of theatre it was excellent. The staging, the lighting, I didn't think it needed a complex set, because it did that through the lighting and through the positioning of the actors and everything on stage. But I do agree with you that Lin-Manuel Miranda is the weakest link.
Is it bad that I kept just hearing Kermit the Frog?
Why?
Don't know.
You think he sounded like Kermit?
Did you think like this?
Yeah, that was a terrible impression of Kermit the Frog.
It was.
But yeah, every time I heard him, I just could hear Kermit the Frog. But I don't know if that's because I've heard him. I mean, he's in Mary Poppins, and he's good. So I don't know if that's just the way he was playing it. I don't know. It's an interest because they're not really singing; they're rapping. So I just thought he was the least good. Yeah.
I would say Jonathan Groff was the strongest for me. He stole the show, in my opinion.
He did, but I kept thinking, I did say to the people I was watching with, I said, I wouldn't particularly want his role because he only gets to come on like 3 times. So most of his night is spent sitting backstage. I didn't know if maybe when there was somebody less famous playing in that role, whether they would then double up and play other people elsewhere. Oh.
But the thing is with him playing King George III, is that is kind of one of the bits that everyone knows. The song that he does, which is called "You'll Be Back." You went to West End Live, and he said the opening bit, and everyone was singing along to it. Whereas I think with other songs in Hamilton, you wouldn't necessarily have that effect. But everyone sort of in the West End circle knows that song, so he is sort of like the highlight for most people on Hamilton. He's the highlight of mine. That song is brilliant. The way he plays it as well.
I mean, with the close-ups, you almost got to feel the spittle.
A lot of people were saying because there's a little bit of dribble.
There's a lot of dribble from Jonathan.
I think that was a one-off. He did it by accident, and he thought, "Oh, this wasn't filmed. I'll get away with this 4 years ago." And then today, obviously, everyone's like, "Oh my goodness."
Because he's normally when he was in Glee and other things, he doesn't spit when he's singing, but he definitely did on that performance.
But then King George was mad, so maybe it adds to the character.
He was, yes. So, Amy, will you be going to see this at the theatre if they ever reopen?
Yes, but I would buy probably a cheaper ticket because I think the tickets are ridiculously expensive.
They are.
One of my friends, I think, won.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot Toby was there.
Sorry, no, I was going to say, one of my friends, she loves musicals and stuff, and this is her favourite theatre production. But also, another one of my friends in the same friendship group, he actually won tickets to go and see. I think every month they do a raffle or something.
They do a lottery, yeah.
They do like a lottery. Thank you. Yeah. Lottery, and he was lucky enough to win, so he went for free.
I have to say,
maybe you should do that if you don't want to pay for tickets.
That's good. I was tapping along to the music, but again, I don't know if it's just because it was rapping. I just couldn't follow it.
Well, no, and that's why I might watch it again with the subtitles on.
Yeah. I think if you watch it the second time round, you would enjoy it more, I think.
Yes, probably. I mean, there was one scene which I thought was really good, which is when he meets his wife for the first time, and it rewinds and shows you the exact same scene from a different perspective. I thought that was really, really clever. There was something else.
There's I mean, it's not a spoiler, it's history. Alexander Hamilton dies at the end, and the person that plays the bullet, and I read this afterwards, every time someone is about to die in the production, she's the person that will give them like a stool or something, or a pen. She's like the last, and there's lots of things like that you wouldn't notice. You wouldn't notice at all if you watched it at the West End, but you would kind of pick up more watching it again, I mean, I didn't notice that until I read it, but yeah, I think
there was a couple of things I didn't quite. Sorry, I thought.
No, go on. I finished.
There was a couple of things I didn't quite understand his significance. Other people seem to be more important to the history of America than he did to me, and he's not particularly nice.
Yeah.
He doesn't come across as,
There's a lot of criticism going around at the minute about why Disney have chosen now to release this.
Yeah, it's again, look into the history, everybody. It isn't the best time to bring it out because history was there's a lot of history that you don't see on stage about all of the characters really.
Yeah, but he just doesn't come across as a particularly nice person.
No.
So I didn't get too emotional. I wasn't, I didn't cry. I didn't get that emotionally involved because I didn't like him. So I didn't particularly care what was happening to him so much. Do you know what I mean?
There was a nice bit, and I think you read this afterwards.
What, the end?
The end.
No, the end's nice. When his wife Eliza steps forward, and she takes a big gasp, and everyone kind of presumes that that's like her last dying breath kind of thing, because she outlives Hamilton and everything. And she tells his story, but actually it's her breaking the fourth wall and realising that there's an audience watching the musical and telling his story, which I thought was quite a nice little touch.
It's nice and different as well.
Yeah.
There was two things I was going to say, and I can't remember what they both were now. Talking of the audience, I was quite surprised it being a New York audience and this being in the opening run when all the hype was around. They seemed quite subdued.
Yeah, because I think in Broadway...
I expected more... Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, in Broadway, it's a completely different audience. And I thought maybe when the King, as I said, the most, I would say, famous song from it, I thought there would possibly be... You'd be able to hear a bit more singing. Now, again, I don't know if there was and they've just turned it down because, they would have mic'd up everything.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to the cinema and the theatre in America, and it's completely different from here because, in the theatre, they obviously know their real people, so they think they can talk to them.
Yeah.
And in the cinema, they seem to think they can hear them, so they talk to them. So it's very, I just think it seemed quite subdued. I didn't know why.
I reckon that everything would have been mic'd. There's a behind the scenes of Hamilton with one of them from Mythbusters. I can't think what his name is. And he goes around and all the production stuff, and it already is mic'd heavily. And I would imagine for the production, there would have been less audience. They
would have known that they would have been recording that audience, so they probably would have chosen specific people to be in that audience, perhaps more celebrities or people like that.
And when they filmed Kinky Boots at the Adelphi, they took out most of the seating in the bottom. So again, it was more cameras in this one, so it was probably a less audience.
And the other thing I could have done with just a little bit less editing. When the big numbers and the dance routines, I would have preferred a static camera head on because you didn't quite. There was a couple of where the dance routines, it was like, no, it's like in Britain's Got Talent when there's a dance group on and they keep cutting to the audience and the judges. And you're like, no, just concentrate on the dancing.
They used one camera angle, which was really odd, and they only used it once, and that was from the back of the stage looking out, which I thought was...
No, they used that a few times.
Oh, did they? Which I think is a really weird camera angle.
Yes, because it wasn't a good... look, and they used that 3 or 4 times, and then they used an overhead camera 2 or 3 times.
The overhead one is fine, but why you don't want to look at the audience?
No, I think maybe it was just to say, oh look, there is an audience.
there are people there.
Anyway, I think we all agree we'd recommend it.
I would agree. It should come with the warning that it's nearly 3 hours long.
Yes, and if you're a purist and you've been to see Hamilton on the stage, you will not get the F-bomb on the Disney version because they've been edited. 2 of them have been edited out. 1 quite badly.
It's interesting though because Lin-Manuel Miranda was saying people were going, are they going to censor it? There's other words that I thought Disney would censor in it, and apparently you're allowed 1 F to make it a PG-13. So that's what you get. But there's other things because when it was announced it was going on Disney Plus, I was like, really? But there we go.
I'd ask you what the other words were, but I don't.
I can't say no. That's the point. We can't say them on here, so I'm surprised.
No.
Squeaky clean Disney.
We could.
We could.
Shall I?
No. But squeaky clean Disney. You would think they wouldn't want them on there.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there was a trade-off between him and Lin-Manuel Miranda. He would have had some artistic control,
and that's why he's on Mary Poppins.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is Hamilton. It's available to stream for free if you have Disney Plus, and I think we all agree we would recommend it. Oh, yeah, out of 10. Amy, out of 10.
I would say 9.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say 8.
I would say 8 as well. Yes.
I have some football news.
That segues lovely from Hamilton into football.
Thank you. Oxford United versus Portsmouth now going into penalties.
Oh,
Quite
thrilling.
a dull game.
Okay, that is Hamilton. Amy, thank you very much.
Woo!
Nice to have a professional on the show for a change,
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
it? Someone who knows what they're...
Someone who knows that they're talking about. We can't hear you, Duncan. You've gone again. Are you back?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're back. You're back, Duncan.
I wasn't speaking.
Oh, no, you cut out at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Do you know who we haven't spoken to for quite some time?
Who's that?
Toby Stubbs.
Toby!
Hey. Hello.
Toby, what have you been watching?
So I've only seen 2 films this week. I've watched the Truman Show, which is Jim Carrey's film back in the mid-2000s, where he's basically born into a world where, well, this world, but they're filming his every second of his life without him even knowing it. So literally, yeah, he's every single thing is being filmed. He's in a town where everyone is actually actors. The public are actors. The lady playing his wife is, pretending to be his wife, and it's kind of weird. It's a very cool concept, but it is kind of weird. And then,
Had you seen it before?
No, so I've.
This is your first time.
My first time as well.
Oh, it's your first time as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a big Jim Carrey fan, and I've wanted to see this film for ages. So as soon as it went on Netflix, I was really happy it did. And yeah, I think without ruining it, well, I mean, he does, find out that he's in this show, but I won't ruin the ending. But I thought it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it, and it's funny. I thought it's not Jim Carrey being too over the top. It's much more dulled down character than his other work, like The Mask or Ace Ventura, for example. But yeah, overall, I thought the concept was great. You can see that it's dated. You can see it's not a recent film that's been made. And there's quite a few actors who I've seen from other films in there. I can't think of their names off the top of my head, but
Your favourite from Ozark?
Jason Bateman, he's not in it.
No, Laura Linney.
Oh, Laura Linney. Sorry, yeah, she is in
Yes.
it. She plays his wife. But I think overall the concept's great. I really enjoyed it, and I think it had a very powerful ending, if I'm honest. So.
And we'll find out what Mr. Luke Davis thinks about it in just a moment. Welcome back to Monday Movies here on Wycombe Sound. It's 20 to 8, coming up after the news at 8 o'clock. Stepping up to the oche and kicking off his show, it's Colin Besley.
Hey!
Good evening, Duncan. Good evening, Luke. Good evening, Toby.
Even Colin.
Notice there's a bit of sport in the show tonight, Colin.
Yes, it'll be a show of 2 halves from me later as well.
Good,
And
excellent.
The latest on that is
I'm trying to listen to Luke's talking, but I can't hear him.
the latest on that is that it's Portsmouth Oxford has gone to penalties. Again. So yeah. So Wycombe's game was just getting further postponed.
Or penalised, as I once heard a very poor journalist say.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So currently it's meant to kick off at 7:45. I'm guessing it's probably going to be more 8.
Okay. Anyway, so Colin will have details of that during his show. But what else is on the show, Colin?
Well, we'll be hearing from Simon Mason, who I caught up with on Fridays mid-morning. He's from the Comedy Store, and they're providing the comedy for a drive-in event at Henley on Saturday, which should be very, very good. And they're doing lots of online stuff as well, so you can literally bring the Comedy Store to your own home and enjoy some great online content. So they've recorded their shows. It's not like comedians who are doing it without an audience, so it's proper comedian and an audience combo. So that'd be very good. And then, when your dad says to you, "I know someone to make a good guest for your show." Find out how that came off with David Smith, who apparently someone Dad used to work with and has a connection to Iron Maiden. If you knew what my dad used to do for a living, it was nothing to do with that.
Okay, I went with Iron Maiden on their jumbo jet to Cannes once.
Really?
Really?
With Bruce Dickinson in the pilot seat.
Wow.
Oh, that's very showbiz.
Yeah, thank you. For the day, we flew over in the morning, went to see a film they produced.
Were you part of the cabin crew?
No. I was VIP guest.
I was going to say, what was your role?
Nice.
Yeah,
Percussion
flew
for
over
you?
in the morning, went into Cannes, had lunch on the Croisette, went to see their film, went back to the airport, flew back
Rock and roll.
on that big jet with the big logo across the
Maiden,
side.
Yeah.
What film was it?
Oh, it was some terrible horror film that they'd produced about. What's the name of that guy who used to be the famous old guy who used
Helpful.
to? No, he's Crowley. His surname is Crowley,
Good.
Mr.
and he used to be a devil worshipper in somewhere in Britain. And they made a film about him, which was terrible. But of course, on the plane on the way back, we all had to say, "Oh, it was fabulous. We loved it."
What a great film. I mean, that's
Anyway, sorry,
basically your
Colin,
job,
carry
isn't
on.
it?
No, it's a brilliant anecdote, though. No, that's it, really. That's all for me. And we'll obviously keep you up to date with the football and hopefully speak to Bob afterwards as well, post-match.
Excellent.
Wycombe have
Yes,
just
what?
gone out the tunnel, but still
Is that really sports news?
Portsmouth and Oxford still haven't finished.
Well, time to get back in their tunnel.
Okay.
Okay, Colin, thank you very much. That's Colin
Good
Besley.
to talk to you. Have a good rest of your show.
Chatsworth after the news at 8 o'clock.
Hopefully you don't go to extra time.
Well, hopefully for you, we won't. No. Who knows? We might.
Why not? Everyone else is
Why
doing it
not?
tonight.
Let's do it. Luke, we left on a. Do you know? I was just about to say we left on a coat hanger, but we didn't. We left on a cliff. We left on a cliffhanger before the
No,
break
I think we left on a coat hanger, if I'm honest.
because we need to know what you thought of the Truman Show.
Well, I agree with nearly everything Toby said.
Nearly.
Nearly. I thought it was very good. I thought Jim Carrey was brilliant. All the other actors and actresses as well. I thought the plot was great.
I feel a butt coming
I
on.
feel that, as Toby says, a great plot line. When did the film come out?
Oh, quite a while ago.
I feel like
Mid 2000s, I think. Maybe.
No, before that.
Was it the 90s?
I would think it was the
'Cause
90s.
I feel-
I'm not sure.
I
Let me
feel
check.
like-
I'll check for you. Carry on.
I feel like someone watched that and went, Big Brother. But the bit,
1998.
yeah, someone definitely
Apologies.
stole the idea for their for Big
Apologies.
Brother. The only bit that I did not like, and actually I was very loud with my thoughts on this, was the ending.
Okay.
They built it. I won't say, if you haven't watched. I mean, actually, if you haven't watched it yet, come on. They built up to how I thought it was going to end with two characters, running, and then it just stops.
Yeah,
And I'm just
I
like,
agree.
but what now?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, to be honest, I did want it to be longer.
Yeah.
I did want there to be more, but I still enjoyed the ending. Yeah, I agree. I wish there was a bit more. to it.
Even if it was just the two characters meeting up and hugging, and then it fades then. Because I feel like where they left it, there's still like, well, what happens when he goes out the door? Or,
Yeah.
How is she going to get to him? Or all these questions. And I'm just like, ugh. I was very, very loud with my thoughts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll watch it for next week because it's on my Netflix queue, but I haven't watched it. But I did see it when it came out.
Breaking
however many-
news.
20 years ago. Yes.
Oxford wins on penalties. Your thoughts, Duncan?
Is that right? Should we be applauding or did we want the other team to win?
I don't.
Oxford are closer, aren't they?
It'll be a local derby, basically, if we.
There we go. So good. Yeah, Oxford. Well done, Oxford. Yes. Well done.
Colin, your thoughts very quickly as the actual sports person.
Yeah, no, it sets up, providing we can go through, of course, it sets up a brilliant sort of local derby, as you say, well, at Wembley, obviously, but yeah, I think, if I'd have been pushed, I'd have preferred Portsmouth, but...
Good. Colin, you might also want to sort your sound card out.
Hello, my name's
okay,
Colin
thank you.
Besley.
Colin
Oh,
Besley.
It always worries me when that happens. I always think he's having a stroke. I get very concerned for Colin.
But there you go.
Okay, that is The Truman Show. It's available for free on Netflix now. So next week, as it is now on Netflix, can we say, please, that we will all have watched Mission Impossible Fallout?
Probably.
Absolutely.
Yes, we will. Yeah.
Honestly, it's not much to ask you to watch
No, I
one
know.
thing,
Sorry.
is it? Toby, what was the other thing you'd watched?
Wimbledon. So this is
go.
a rom-com about Wimbledon, obviously, and it's a tennis player. The main character is I never
Jarvis.
remember his Jarvis.
Paul Bettany.
Thank you, Paul Bettany. He plays a tennis player, and he's basically about to retire, and he meets what is her name?
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst, thank you. He meets her character, and they kind of fall in love, and I mean, it's pretty predictable what happens, but I won't ruin it just in case. But yeah, no. Overall, it's a film. I think this actually did come out in the early 2000s, or mid 2000s, and I loved it back then, and I think it still, dates quite well, and very, very English production. It's got Robert Lindsay in it. It's got James McAvoy, who plays his brother, who's really funny. I think it's cast really well. I think it's a great film. I can't think of any other tennis films that I've seen that focus so much on the sport.
Yeah.
Borg versus McEnroe, which is currently available on the iPlayer.
Oh, that's true. With
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not a romantic comedy. It's a true story about Borg versus McEnroe, but it's very, very good.
Toby,
Okay.
I
Is that
agree
Amazon
with you
Prime?
completely.
No, I think it's on the iPlayer.
Okay. Sorry, Luke.
I agree. I think Wimbledon's brilliant.
Yeah.
And here's
It is
Duncan
good.
to tell us we're wrong.
I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because I haven't watched it since it came out,
Right,
so I'd need to rewatch it. So let me rewatch that and Truman Show.
Yeah. Okay.
I can remember not being hugely impressed with Wimbledon when it came out.
I can't imagine you would be, but I like
Why
it.
not?
Toby likes
I love
it.
Love Actually.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's true.
So
Wickham have kicked
that's-
off.
Oh, have they? Why?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't let them start.
No,
It's all
no,
kicked
they've
off.
started the game.
Oh, I see what you mean. They've started the game. Right, yeah, okay. I thought you meant it all kicked off. Well, hopefully they'll score a goal in the next 10
Come on,
minutes. So that
Wycombe.
we can... Come on, Wanderers.
I mean, I'm near enough to the ground. I'll just shout out the window.
Yeah, why don't you?
Yeah.
Enunciate your thoughts. That's Wimbledon, which is available on Netflix now. Luke, nothing else from you, was there? No.
No, other than the Truman
Oh.
Show, and I've seen more of New Girl, and I like it. It's really good.
Oh, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. What about you, Duncan? What
Duncan,
have
what
you
have you
been
been
watching?
Well, so nice of you to ask. Quite a few things, actually. We'll start off with there's a little film on Netflix called Freaks, which I read a good review about, but I didn't read what the plot was. And I went in knowing absolutely nothing about it. It's
That can be a good thing.
It is a very good thing. It's a strange little sci-fi horror thriller starring Emil Hirsch. He plays a father who appears to be keeping his 7-year-old daughter captive in a house because something has gone wrong with the world outside and freaks are around and they are causing problems. To say any more would spoil it.
Right.
It's a 90-minute film. If you go in blind, not knowing anything about it, it's a real treat. It's like an episode of The X-Files crossed with a bit of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., crossed with some horror. It's just a nice little film, well acted. It's got Bruce Dern in it, who's obviously an Oscar winner, Laura Dern's father. Some neat little special effects. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise.
Thumbs up.
Yes, two thumbs up
Two
for
thumbs
Freaks on Netflix. You can't put thumbs up because you haven't seen it.
No, but from you is what I mean.
Oh, I can't put 3 up.
No, I said 2 though. 2 thumbs up.
Oh, I thought
meaning
you
from
said
you.
3. Sorry, I do apologise. So yeah, it's called Freaks. I think it came out theatrically on a very limited release at the start of the year, like 10 screens or something.
Right.
But it's worth seeking out if you like interesting science fiction. And
If you like freaks.
if you like Freaks,
You love
yes, it's quite a misleading title. Let's put it
Okay.
that way.
Okay.
It's more,
What would you call it?
Oh, I don't know, because the misleading title was quite nice because it wasn't what I expected.
Okay.
Had they called it, what they could have called it, which I won't call it because it will give it away.
Right, okay.
You'd just go, oh, it's a film about that. But
Right, okay.
Calling it Freaks was quite clever. Yeah, it's good. Check it out.
Check it.
Why don't you? New on Sky Atlantic, started last week, is Penny Dreadful. I don't know if you saw the original Penny Dreadful,
No.
which starred James Bond, whose name
Daniel Craig?
escapes me. No, Timothy Dalton.
Right.
It starred Timothy Dalton and Eva Green, who obviously was in James Bond as well. And it was based around the Penny Dreadful stories, and it was set in Victorian England, and it had all the monsters from sort of Universal kind of who turned up in this one big story. And it was really good. It ran for about 4 seasons, then it was cancelled. It's from the writer of Skyfall and Spectre, He created it and writes it. And so this is a new series, but it's called Penny Dreadful City of Angels. So it's moved to the 1930s in Los Angeles, and it's about two angels who seem to be... I've only watched the first episode, which was last week. It seems to be about two angels who are competing for the lives of the people who are living in Los Angeles. It touches on, because this is a time when the Hispanics are moving into Los Angeles and taking over lots of areas. So it's quite... a timely film, because it's about race relations and stuff like that, as well as the fantasy element and the horror. The first episode was quite interesting, although I'll be honest, it looked a bit cheap.
Okay.
The original Penny Dreadful looked like it had a big budget. It was all filmed, I think it was filmed in Ireland, but set in London, and it looked fantastic. This just looks a little bit naff in places. So, but we're going to stick with it.
You're going to go with it?
The premise was quite good, and it stars Nathan Lane in one of the leading roles.
How long is it? Did you say?
How long?
Yeah, like
an hour.
An hour. Okay.
Oh, I see. How many?
How many
episodes? I think it's 8 episodes.
Okay, so not too bad.
No, not too much, and it was interesting enough in the first episode that I'm going to give it another go.
Nearly half of Hamilton.
Okay.
Sorry?
Nearly half of Hamilton. 8 hours.
Yes, it's funny because you get the interval in Hamilton, and it's before the halfway mark, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a minute long. I don't know why they put. I think they just put that in just to give you the the feel.
The feel, yes. Also watched Us again on Sky Store. Us? Yes, I've watched Us again on Sky Store. Toby, you saw this, didn't you?
I did. It's funny actually, because it was coming out, and I said I haven't seen anything for the show next week, and I loved Get Out, which was the same director, and it was his next film. So I thought, oh great, this will be a bit weird, bit interesting. And I said to my sister, look, I'm going to the cinema tonight. Do you want to come? And she was like, yeah, okay, sure. And obviously,
is that your impression of her?
Yeah,
she's quite camp, isn't she?
Yeah, okay.
And,
right, sure, love to. Just put some lippy on.
And it's not your average film. It's a very deep concept, parallel kind of personality universe thing. I can't really describe it, but yeah, basically it's really not a straightforward film at all, and it's very dark and it's very weird, and I did enjoy it, but it kind of took me by surprise as well. And my sister was like, "Yeah, I'm not sure about that one."
Oh, she's gone butch, hasn't she?
She's all over the place.
Crikey!
But overall, I really did enjoy it. There's a song called "I've Got 5" on it, and it's kind of stripped down in the soundtrack for this film. And every time I hear it, I just think of that film and that creepy part of the film. But overall, it is very weird, but it's good.
Yes, I loved it. I saw it in the cinema. I thought it was better than Get Out. I thought it was just as good.
Not sure I'd agree with that.
Well, you'd be wrong. And watching it now, because of everything that's going on with Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, it seems even more relevant than it was when I watched it the first time. I thought it was really good. It holds up very well on the small screen. Rob Lesperance, dear old Rob, was asking for recommendations from Netflix. So if he hasn't watched it, and if we don't finish this, we can carry it on into the podcast. I have been watching Dark, which is on Netflix. There are 3 seasons. The 3rd season dropped last week. And I remember watching the first episode about a year ago, and for some reason not carrying on watching it. And because everybody I know who's watched it said it's really good, we decided to start again, and we've nearly finished the first season. So it's a German Netflix original series. It's a science fiction-ish. It's about a small German town called Winden, where a small boy goes missing. Later, another boy goes missing, and we find out that 33 years before that, another boy goes missing. And then you get introduced to all the characters in the town who, a bit like Twin Peaks, aren't quite what they seem, and everyone's sort of related to each other, or they've all got interactions with each other, which means they're all connected. And it starts off as a sort of police procedural missing persons, then it turns into a time travel, parallel universes. It's really, really clever. The one thing I will say is we're on episode 7 of the first season, and I really feel I need to start a spreadsheet.
Right. Oh, I saw you tweet about this.
Yeah, to keep track of who is who in which time zone, because it did start in one time zone, then we got 2 time zones. We've now moved into 3 different time zones with the same characters in a lot of them, and it's becoming very... No, and a friend of mine says, if you think it's confusing now, wait till you get onto season 3.
Right.
Because it really, really gets confusing. It is so well made. When it came out, people said it was like the German version of Stranger Things.
Okay.
I personally think this is better than Stranger Things because watching Stranger Things, I don't think they have an end in mind or ever had an end in mind. Right. But this, you can tell from the way it's structured and the way it's made, this was planned as 3 seasons. They know what the end is going to be, and they're going to take you there one step at a time. It's really good. The acting is really good. I would suggest don't watch it with the dubbing, watch it with the subtitles though.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, is that put you off in any way? Because when my friends have watched this and they've pitched it to me so many times, and it's on my list, but they said, yeah, but it is, it's not in English, and I don't know why.
Subtitles never put me off. No, I don't mind subtitles. The series it reminds me of most, which no one would have watched, which was on BBC Two, was a French series called The Returned, which was about a town in France where everybody disappeared, and then one day they all just walk back into the town. And it was a really creepy series.
Sounds like Endgame.
It was really, really good, really enjoyable. I don't think you can watch that anywhere. That doesn't seem to be on any platform. But Dark, there are only 3 seasons. I think it's 10 episodes in the first season, 8 episodes in the second 2. So, Rob, there is your Netflix recommendation. It's called Dark. There we go. That's it for this week.
Very quickly, 0-0 still.
0-0 still. Of course it is. They'll score at 3 minutes past 8 when we're gone.
It's 4-1 on aggregate to Wycombe.
Aggregate, yes. Okay. We will be back next week where we will have watched Mission Impossible Fallout.
Ooh.
And maybe, Luke, you will have watched some more Mission Impossibles because you've never watched any of them, apparently.
Who knows?
Because some of it might be a bit confusing if you haven't watched any of the ones before it.
If I can find the first one, I'll watch it.
It's not the first one so much, it's the 2 before this one that you need to watch, I think. But yeah.
But also, there might be a recap on YouTube or something, maybe.
That's also
like a 10-minute video. So.
Yeah. Okay. Toby, Luke, thank you very much.
Thank you, Duncan.
We'll be back at the same time next week, 7 o'clock, for another Monday Movies when we're talking about Mission Impossible and whatever else we've been watching.
Welcome back. There were no
Damn you, Wycombe!
No goals.
No goals.
I mean, they did all the job work on Friday, so,
Anyway, what a show!
What a show! There's a couple of things I'd like to mention.
Oh yeah,
Toby, your impression of your sister.
Oh, right, yeah.
Is it your sister?
Which sister was that impression of?
You know, when you're just telling a story and you have to do a different person. I wasn't trying to impersonate her. I was just trying to do a different person's voice.
Right. Which sister?
Middle sister. Livy.
What, her name's Middle?
No. Livy.
There we go. We apologise, Livy, on behalf of Toby.
Yeah. Sorry, okay. Libby, as in Elizabeth.
Olivia.
Oh, Livy.
Yeah.
Livy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Livy. Okay, so that's the camp sister who isn't a camp sister. It's just that he can't do voices.
Yeah.
What else did you want to?
We need to do Toby's job interview.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're going to interview Toby. You've got to, I think you should walk on. Okay, Duncan, you can lead.
Take a seat.
Okay.
Oh, I'm already sitting down.
Okay. Really? Well, you didn't even wait to be asked. How rude. Toby, Mr. Stubbs, can I just say, most people wear a suit when they come for an interview, but interesting choice that you've made. The leotard and the leggings. It's interesting. Anyway, what makes you think? What made you apply for this position?
Well, I thought it's a great position and a great entry-level position into the industry, and I just want to get some more knowledge and work for a great company.
Okay, and why the porn industry exactly?
Very good. Luke's gone.
Good. I like that. Was good.
Yeah. No. Very good.
Oh dear. Oh.
I've obviously applied for the wrong job.
Toby, you've got the job.
We were thinking that as you walked in the room. Anyway, good luck with the job interviews.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh dear.
Hopefully,
yeah. If you're in the UK and you've got a job
anywhere in the UK, London, definitely.
Oh,
I had something to show you, Toby.
Oh,
okay.
It's not relating to what we were just talking about, is it?
No. So, Luke, because I was off work, I've been digitizing all my. I've shown you this, Luke, already.
You
been
have.
digitizing all my vinyl
Oh, okay.
because I've got lots of, But I've got this one,
Okay.
and it reminded me how people used to make a lot of effort.
Oh, hang on. Let me just put you on full. There you go.
Oh. People used to make a lot of effort when they were doing. Cause these are 12-inch singles, which they probably
Right.
don't even do anymore. Well, they might
They
do, I
kind
suppose.
of do.
Okay.
There's radio
So
edit and non-radio.
This is the effort that some people put on. So this is Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yeah.
Take Me Home, 12-inch.
It's very nice.
Wow.
Like that.
Don't get that with the 12-hour Avenue single.
I mean, they
Mad.
don't do stuff like that anymore, do they?
I mean,
So-
some of them do.
Well,
to be
yeah.
fair, I mean,
Yeah, they do.
Coldplay are well known for going over the top with their packaging.
yeah, but
Well, I
this
love
was
stuff
sort
like
of standard back in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know,
I love stuff like that.
I prefer
different world.
CDs like I don't know what's that called.
Case.
No, Duncan, what are they called? What's that kind of case? It's not plastic, but it's door. What are they called?
You mean a CD case?
Yeah, but it's not like when CDs come like that.
Yeah.
It's not in a plastic casing. It's in like cardboard.
Right. What are you trying to say? Luke, use your
What's
words.
it called?
You like the ones in the plastic cases?
No, I prefer them like the vinyls.
Oh, you prefer them in Oh no, I prefer my CDs to come in plastic
No.
cases as God intended.
No, I prefer them in like the.
Will you stop doing that?
That's the only way I can.
You're looking like a
describe
lunatic.
That's the only way I can describe it.
Cardboard.
Yeah, but I thought it had an actual
Cardboard
name.
sleeves.
Yeah.
Sleeves, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
This is fascinating radio.
I thought you called them something the other day when we were talking about this, like barn doors or something. Or
What?
No. Oh, just
No. That the album. So let me tell you the difference. I know what you're going to say now.
okay.
So this would be a 12-inch single in its sleeve.
Yeah.
So it just comes out.
Right.
But if the album
No,
was
hang
like
on, don't throw them.
oh shit,
Yeah.
if the album is like that,
Yes.
it's called a gatefold.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
That's a gatefold sleeve.
Gatefold sleeve.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
You're going to walk down a tunnel.
Hang on. He's gone.
Oh, no. Yeah, if you stay still, it works. That's very good. As long as you don't move, that's good.
Doesn't really work, does it?
It does as long as you stood still.
I did it. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it works fine.
Good. There you go. You've had 2 visual gags if you're watching the podcast.
Do you know, I
this
can't
week.
believe we get paid for doing this. It's
Wait,
amazing, isn't
You
it?
get paid?
Oh, sorry. Damn. I was told to keep it to myself. Yeah. It's not much. It's just 50 grand a year. It helps keep us in caviar.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? It helps me buy my helicopter.
Yeah.
Which, as you remember, if you earn £50,000 a year, you can have a helicopter.
That's correct.
Back, Luke, and let
Okay.
Toby have 5 minutes to himself.
No,
Off you go, Toby.
Toby,
I
Toby,
don't know what to talk about.
Anything. You can plug your own band. Anything.
Yep. Anything you like.
All right,
Just don't don't swear.
Okay. Well, if you like music and you're bored and you don't know what to put on, you can put on.
Crikey.
Selling it. Really
I mean,
selling
as your publicist, I've got to say, no, you can't. That's not the way to sell your band.
All right, how would you
Crikey.
sell it?
If you're looking for some new, exciting music that will get you in the mood for, I don't know,
what?
anything, 12-Hour Avenue.
Right, it sounds like you can't wait for your shift to finish. If you want new, exciting music, get in the mood for anything, just buy this music.
You just said if you're bored.
No, yeah, and you want some music to listen to, maybe something. Well, you didn't let me finish.
No, but you were saying it in a bored way. You know, if you're bored, you want to... Imagine you're... Oh, okay, we've done the job interview. Let's do the chat show interview.
Right.
Luke, off you go.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome back to the Luke Davis show. We're joined by director, superstar Duncan Stroop.
Oh, no, it's not me. It's him.
No, shush. I'm
sorry.
doing a whole piece.
Okay.
3 years of drama.
I have a feeling the way you jumped on this, that you've been waiting for this for quite some time.
Maybe. We're joined here by Duncan Strip off his brand new film, which is called I Hate My Job.
Good evening.
It's a comedy. Toby, Duncan, that sounds like a great film, and I'm really glad that we've brought that special clip for us. So it was great talking to you. We're also joined here by this week's official number one from 12 Hour Avenue. It's Tobi Stubbs, everybody. Tobi, your brand new single is called Worth the Years. What's it all about?
Well, it's about all the years in your life and what worth living for.
Right. Okay. And
just cut that bit out.
Where can people buy this?
Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, whatever you listen to music on.
Very
I
nice.
sometimes listen in the bath. Can I buy it there? No, I can't. So be more specific.
Digitally, you can buy it, but not physically.
Are you planning to release some physical? We heard from Duncan earlier about his vinyl collection, which was thrilling as always. Are we going to have some physical releases from you, Tobi?
In the future, I think when we do our debut album, we will. But
Vinyl? Are you going to go down the vinyl?
Yeah, we'll do vinyl.
Cassette is
Cassette?
big. Are you going to bring a cassette back?
Not cassette, no.
No, everyone else is. So you don't want to lose out there.
Can you buy cassette players?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, they're really expensive, but you can. Duncan, do you have any questions for Tobi?
Oh, so many questions for Tobi. Yeah, Tobi.
Yes.
So how does the dynamic work in the band? Who writes the music? Who writes the words? You share the chores?
It's kind of a mix, really. Harry has written most of the lyrics. It's like 70-30 maybe, lyric-wise, but then I do the vocals and I do the drums, and then he does.
Yeah, but to be honest, the vocals is just reading out what he's written, so you can't really count.
You're
that
the
as
Elton
work.
John to his Bernie.
Sure.
Yeah.
But no, we try and make it. But I mean, it's funny. I'll come up with a lyrical idea, and then that'll spark him off to write something to add to it. So
yeah, that's not funny.
Let's just cut all of this back.
No, we're going to carry on.
I'm enjoying this.
And how did you and Harry meet?
Sorry, excuse me. Whose chat show is this?
This is like the Graham Norton show where you're letting your guests
I see,
chat amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, if you had your own chat show, bugger that. You wouldn't let them do.
Where's my big glass of wine?
Carry on.
Harry and I met working in the local cinema together.
Not branding. Nicely done.
Yeah. So.
I
And
think yeah.
and what about in lockdown? We all remember lockdown last year. How was that for you?
I mean, it was okay. We've managed to. I've managed to write a few songs on my own, and
How does Harry feel about that?
Well, no. Obviously, I'll show them and we'll jam them when we meet up. But
Okay.
But yeah, we've both been able to come up with ideas.
What do you mean you'll show them when you meet up? Do you know, have we gone back to 1975? Have you not got the internet in Gerrard's Cross? You can share things with him now.
Yeah, I know, but I need to go into the studio with him and properly play it out.
Okay.
Tobi Stubbs, everybody. He's going to go and get ready to perform at the end of the show. Now it's time to go over to Andy Peters, who's got this week's competition. I've been watching too much daytime programming.
Yes, you have.
Hey, I think that works quite nicely.
That's lovely.
That
Good.
was good. Yeah.
Next week, me and Tobi interview Luke.
Oh, that'd be dull.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Good.
You better do something next week, Luke. You need something to talk about.
Just
Sorry?
edited some more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, maybe we'll interview Amy about you. That would be.
That would be
more interesting.
Revelations there.
Renovation.
Renovation.
Renovation. That's what I need. Some renovation.
Yeah, look at you.
Get my hair cut on Wednesday.
Are you looking forward to it?
No, well, kind of. It kind of stopped growing, I think.
Yeah, mine's sort
It's
of done
kind of
that
got to
again.
the point where nothing happens anymore.
No.
But I did because I don't put any product in it because it just goes funny.
can
And
tell.
I walked into town yesterday, and as I walked past, it was very windy yesterday. And I walked past a couple of shop windows and looked, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Look, it was up there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Terrible. Anyway, this is all fascinating stuff. But
great.
probably we shouldn't be talking about it on it.
No.
Okay.
Well, we look forward to hearing about your hairdressing experience next week because
Yeah,
you'll be
we'll do,
going fully masked.
I will wear a mask, yes.
Yeah, you have to.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And my hairdresser's got plastic chairs outside on the street for you to wait.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, it's nice if the sun's shining.
If not, hide underneath it. Where is a hat?
I could wear a hat, yes.
Yeah. No, I meant wear the chair as a hat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, this podcast will be out probably on Sunday.
Yeah, because last week's has just dropped, so, only a week late, but never mind. Okay, well, until next week, farewell, my friends.
Say that all again because you clipped all over the place.
Did I?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it like that again. Okay, bye then.
See ya.
See you next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
For some Mission Impossible talk.
Yeah, and another chat show.
And another chat show. I think it should be a regular feature.
Okay.
Yeah. We could get somebody on.
Who?
Let's get Mimi on.
Oh, okay.
That would be fun.
That would be good, yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
She'll have plenty to say.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we'll do that.
Right,
Okay,
goodbye.
until next week, farewell.
Fare thee well.
Fairly well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.